Hey, it's Miss Kelly Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today's video is going to give you some tips when you are not getting any hits from Furnished Finder. So you've put your listing out there on Furnished Finder and nobody's sending you a direct message or anything to book your property, and you might have had it listed for a while without any success. So here are some things that you can do to kind of help you get some more results, right? All right, so first of all, number one, if you have had your listing out there and you have not updated your dates of availability, make sure you continue to update your availability dates. So, what happens on Furnish Finder, and this is something I've learned recently, is that whenever you put a date out there and that date has passed as far as when your property is available, it goes into a status that says contact for availability when people are searching on the website and they look at your listing. So instead of saying listing available on a certain date, so for example, listing available on November 10th, if November 10th has already passed, then it's going to say contact for availability. Most people don't know this. I did not know this, but I learned this. So, what you need to do is go out there and make sure you update your date of availability on a daily basis. Or if you don't want to do that, you can change your availability date to a future date. So, maybe just push it out a few days. So, for example, today is November the 6th. So, I would put my availability date to November the 8th. Okay. So then that opens it up for more people to see your listing. And I think it might put your listing up in the algorithm, so that people are seeing your listing. When it goes into that contact for availability, then nobody's really seeing the listing. So change the date, just push it out a few days, and then people will be able to see your listing a little bit more so that you could possibly get more traction and get more bookings. Okay. So again, remember, if your property is vacant or it's available and nobody's reaching out to you and your availability date has passed, change that availability date to a couple days in the future so then people can start seeing your listing. So that's tip number one for Furnish Finder. Okay, so tip number two, review the comps in your area. So go on Furnish Finder and look at that map and check out the comparable properties or other listings that are around your listing. So what are the listings doing in your neighborhood? Okay. How much are they renting for? Has the prices changed? Are they rented at all? Okay. So there might be a situation where you might need to adjust your pricing. So for example, if you see some properties that are booked and they might be a little bit less, or the other properties are a little bit less than yours, you might need to bring your price down a little bit. One thing a great person told me is it's better to make some money than no money. And what that means is it's better to not have to cover the cost for this unit out of your pocket, at least get someone in there to cover the cost entirely for that unit, even if you're not making as much profit as you would like to make. That money is not coming out of your pocket. Okay. So if you have to drop your prices down just for maybe one booking, and then later on for the next booking, change your price again, do that. Okay. So that's another solution. When you change your prices, that means it's going to appeal to more people that might be looking in that price range. So that's tip number two. You might have to adjust your prices, check out the comparable properties around your property, see what they're doing if they're booked, and try to get in line with them. All right, so the next tip is to update your listing title or maybe your listing description. Now, I gave you two tips in one in the last tip. So, the two tips were to take a look at the comps in your market, see what they're doing, and kind of align with them. Tip number two was to adjust your price. Okay, so now really we're on tip number four. So, tip number four is you might have to take a look at your title and your description and make some changes. So, as far as your title is concerned, If you are trying to appeal to traveling medical professionals, you need to put something in your title that calls out to them. Okay, what will attract them? What hospitals are near your property? Put those hospitals in your title. That will help you. Okay, that will stand out, because anybody who's looking for that particular hospital and they see that in your title, they're automatically going to look at your listing. So that can help you out as well. Also, in your description, you might have to just change a few things in your description. Remember, this is not a vacation rental, so your descriptions will not be the same as a vacation rental description, because people who are renting for business purposes don't really care about the same things that a person would care about if they're renting for vacation purposes. So take a look at your description and maybe change up some things. Also, take a look at your pictures. Make sure you have good pictures. Make sure they're bright enough. Make sure you have enough pictures. Show pictures of the inside, each room inside. Maybe have multiple shots. Also take a picture of the outside. Let them know what the backyard looks like. What does the parking look like? If there are any amenities, what do those look like? So put those things in your listing. All right, my last and final tip. This will be tip number 5. Make sure you are listed on multiple booking platforms. I have said this before. I'm going to say it again. There are a ton of booking platforms that don't only cater to medical professionals, they cater to all different types of people. So make sure you're putting your property in as many places as possible, so as many eyes can be on your listing as possible, so that you have an increased chance of getting more bookings. Now, that is just when you're listing your property. Now, if you're going after contracts, that's something totally different, but that you still have to do your due diligence whenever you're trying to go after contracts. I do not teach or talk about contracts, so you need to make sure you might visit Jesse's page if you want to learn more about getting those contracts, but that is something else, you can think about. All right. So I hope those 5 tips helped you. This was a quick video, but I have seen some posts where people are saying they're not getting any results from Furnished Finder, and they're trying to find some alternative booking channels. So hopefully those tips help you. Also, a lot of times, if you haven't done your market research, and this is just a bonus, if you haven't done your market research, make sure you check to see what the demand is as far as the type of housing, or the size of housing, I should say, in your location. So when you do your market research on Furnished Finder, check to make sure the demand is okay for a 2-bedroom or a 1-bedroom or a 3-bedroom. Sometimes there just isn't a demand for a larger property in some of these locations, and you might have a 3+ bedroom and nobody's going to reach out to you because it's just too big for what they're looking for, right? So make sure you look into that as well. Check to see what the demand is as far as the size of housing in your area, and make sure your house or your property aligns with that. If it doesn't, that would be another reason why it's difficult for you to get some bookings, and you might have to change your strategy to maybe renting rooms out or something like that. Or like I said before, going after different types of people. So maybe those insurance companies, or other groups of people that might need a larger house, like executive housing, relocation, or something like that. So those types of people would look for larger size houses. All right, I am going to wrap this up. Again, I hope that helps you. I will be back with you soon. I still owe you guys a video about these new condos that I'm still setting up. One of them is almost done. So I will be bringing that to you. So just stay tuned and continue to follow my journey. Be patient with me because I'm busy. And I'm trying to get it all done and record these videos to make sure I stay on top and, give you the information you need that is helpful to make sure you're growing in your business. Oh, also, make sure you like and subscribe my videos so you can continue to see what I have going on. And if you are interested in learning about midterm rentals yourself and starting your own midterm rental or corporate rental business, I do have a self-study course. You can check out the link below in the description. I have the main program for anybody who's starting from scratch and does not have a property, and you need to know everything from A to Z. And I also have the owner intensive, which is just for people who have properties already. You might be a long-term landlord, or you might be a short-term renter or host. If you are one of those people and want to switch your property over to a midterm rental and just need to know what you need for that, okay, just the meat of what you need to switch your property over, check out that owner intensive. All right, talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.